You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the FreshTakes
podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the 4 o'clock game. Seattle beats the Browns 24-20. PJ Walker is not the person for these Browns, I'd say.
Quick question, Pat. You were so high on the Browns. Are you still high on the Browns?
Yeah.
They're only 4-3.
Yeah. Going back, my preseason hype and everything was definitely based around Nick Chubb. So that injury definitely threw that a little. But I'm still high on them as a team. They're still a very good team. That defense and Ford, when he plays, he's no Chubb, but he can do a good enough job to win some games.
I mean, if we want to take a little further back, when we were doing the over and unders, you said Watson being back was also going to turn that team around. And honestly, with Watson being out, that's when they've been falling.
Yeah, so Watson, if he gets in there and can deal with the shoulder and find a way to throw and get some zip on it and stuff, I think they're fine. I think they're fine in that division as long as the Ravens don't become this juggernaut that they look like they're about to be.
Well, the Ravens and the Steelers, well, the Steelers didn't win, but I mean, they keep, and the Bengals are coming back.
Yeah.
So
Chiefs finally lose to the Broncos. What was it? Since 2016, they've never lost.
and it's what 16. It was what 16 straight wins.
I think so. Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the
The
Broncos.
AFC West. Well, I was going to say he also has not ever lost. I want to say to any AFC West teams on the road.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say I don't think he's ever lost, and then today or yesterday he lost.
they did though tweet out like 3 hours before the game that Patrick Mahomes was ill. So do you think that affected anything?
No, you want me to tell you what really affected them? Do you really want me to tell you?
Depends on what you're about to
Tim?
say.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift wasn't at the stadium.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Oh, gosh.
You better leave that in there too.
I don't know, man. The whole Taylor Swift thing just needs to just be dropped. Like there was no mention of her yesterday, and they had to bring up her stats about being there and what Kelsey does when she's there and when she's not. Like she wasn't even mentioned.
She's going to be on the cover of Madden 24. I mean, might as well go ahead and get used to it.
I say it's just going to be her and Kelsey on the cover at this point. Like
not this upcoming Super Bowl
soundtrack.
What's that?
She'll do the whole soundtrack for Madden.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And also, I'm calling it now. Not this upcoming Super Bowl, but the following Super Bowl, she's going to be halftime.
No, because they already asked her to be halftime. She said she doesn't want to do that.
I'm guaranteeing it. It's going to be next year, and the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl, and somehow it's going to be scripted that they win because of her singing.
I don't know.
They're going to be losing at halftime, and they're going to listen to her sing, and voila.
Okay, but the other thing is, you gotta wonder, are they gonna be together?
Remember that time Taylor Swift came back at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
That was a good one.
But Patrick Mahomes once again not looking like the Patrick Mahomes we know.
Hey, it's kind of been all year. Like even admittedly, Jalen Hurts, he's doing great in my one fantasy league, but he hasn't really looked spectacular. A lot of turnovers, a lot of interceptions thrown, a lot of fumbles. Mahomes through that 6-game win streak, like the Chiefs themselves look dominant, but even Mahomes hasn't looked like this stellar, like out of world superstar that he has like last year.
Right.
So I mean, So just let me ask you this. Like I said, we'll dive more into it next week when we do it. But at this point, because everybody's saying it was going to be Patrick Mahomes' year for MVP again. Who do you think is MVP? Do you think it's time that a quarterback's not getting it?
I can see that 100%. Honestly,
I think
hands down, who I honestly think it as of if today would be the end of the season that we're giving out awards tomorrow. Honestly, it's going to be Hill or Brown.
See, I am not going to disclose who I think it's going to be. I will say that I'm down between two people, but I will say they are on the same team.
Okay.
Similar to
Damn it. Yeah,
you know who mine?
I think that it'd probably be Tua at this point.
You know who mine would be because the 3 games they've been out, their team has lost. Deebo Samuel, baby.
So
Well, let's get right into that game since you brought his name up. Are you okay with that?
Oh man, 49ers lose 3 in a row. 17-31 to the Bengals. Bengals coming back
here's
though.
What I have a question. I have a question for you too. Ever since the 49ers beat the Cowboys, I have talked to my other friends and coworkers. The 49ers do not look the same.
I mean, they got injuries like hitting them now.
But still, I don't feel like they're the team like they that's just my opinion.
They're not the team because Brock Purdy does not have the time on his left side, and he can't throw a 3-yard slant to Deebo Samuel. He has to actually try and throw the ball.
Maybe Brock Purdy's just not that quarterback that everybody thought he was. Maybe he's finally gotten figured out.
I mean, he's kind of hitting his
I know there's
sophomore
injuries.
slump.
Well, I know there is injury, but you can't always blame everything on injury.
I know. I'm saying that Brock's hitting his sophomore slump. Everybody does it. Dak did it. Herbert did it. Allen did it. Your second year, you're not as good. As it's normally how it is. People are figuring you out in your second year. So I think that Purdy's just hitting his slump.
Yeah.
So when are you going to hit your slump being with the FreshTakes podcast making picks?
Not going to happen. I got last year.
Yeah.
I would say I finished last in picks last year. You finished first. You're hitting your slump.
I am hitting my slump.
Say it. You're hitting your sophomore slump. I think the real question is, when am I going to hit my sophomore slump on our trivia? But I mean, you're also playing against the guy who has his own segment testing his trivia.
Yeah, this is true.
Speaking of trivia, how many wins do the Cardinals have?
More than I thought. Wait, no.
No, they're 1-7 as
What's
they
that?
lost to the Ravens.
Oh, you calling for me? I gotta go,
24.
guys.
The Ravens win 31-24. Oh, at least the Cardinals came back.
Yeah.
They made a comeback. They recovered an onside.
That was the first time it's happened since when?
I don't know, but they kind of stopped Lamar that game. Lamar only had 157 yards, 4 sacks, 1 tutty. I mean,
I don't think there was any way he was going to look as good as last week. So,
what do you guys feel about Odell? Was it a waste?
Yeah,
the man
still has no touchdowns of the year. I think this is either his second or third game with 0 catches.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up his stats real quick. Receiving Odell Beckham, 6 games played, 14 catches, 162 yards, no touchdowns. Longest catch was a 32-yard catch, and he has been targeted 26 times.
Yeah, it was a waste. How much was his contract again?
3 years?
Up to
No, it was a 1-year deal, I thought.
Up to 12 million base up to 15 million, maybe.
I thought it was a
something
1-year
like that.
contract.
Let me check real quick.
I'm almost positive.
Odell Beckham contract, 18 million with a 15 million guaranteed 1 year.
So I was right on
15.
the year.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 year, 15 guaranteed, 18 mil with incentives. So
He ain't going to get the 18, you think?
no. I mean, it depends on what the incentive is. Some of them are just if the team makes the playoffs and you win a playoff game, you will get certain amount of money.
Or
Some
like
of them are
50
you just need
receptions, or
you just
like-
need a certain amount of catches. Like the year that the Bucks went to the Super Bowl and won, their last 2 games, Tom went up to every receiver and asked what their incentive was. And if the player was like 3 catches short, 8 catches short, he made sure to target them enough so they would get their incentives.
Yeah.
So,
Which honestly is really honestly awesome.
yeah, so
But other than that, I don't have anything else to say anything about that game.
neither do I. So let's just jump right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for week 3 of Tim's Have a Day segment. And of course, I have, as always, 3 nominations. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to kick it off and start it out. We got DeAndre Hopkins, 128 yards, 4 catches, 3 touchdowns with a rookie quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins back. Hopkins never been lost. Only time will tell with him and Will Levis now connecting. Up next, Tank, I know you'll be happy. I got CeeDee Lamb, 12 catches, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then in third place, well, not third place, my third nomination, Pat, I don't know if you're going to be happy about this one. I have Sam Howell, 39 for 52, 397 yards against the Eagles, and 4 touchdowns. So, boys, all I really have to say about all of that is DeAndre Hopkins, have a day.
I knew you were
All
going to pick Cowboys, but it's
Look,
okay.
man, Hopkins, 4 catches and he did 128 yards. If CD wasn't targeted 14 times, I would have gave him the opportunity.
No, honestly,
I'd say that was the difference there. It was the 4 catches with 128, 12 catches with 150 some. I had to split it.
No, I agree. Honestly, I would have picked the same one, especially with Hopkins having a rookie quarterback. I
say,
agree.
and not knowing if he's good or not.
Yeah.
So,
but
hey, that's twice now that somebody against the Eagles has been nominated.
Uh-oh, Pat.
Did you guys see my player of my Have a Day player last week? Because if not,
against the Eagles.
No, it was not. This is the first time that we started the segment that a defensive player did not win. Because last week was Myles Garrett.
Okay.
So we had Jets.
Yeah,
we had Jets defense, Myles Garrett, and now we have DeAndre Hopkins. So, fun fact, all in the AFC. Speaking of the AFC, the Chargers beat the Bears 30-13 on Sunday Night Football.
I'm not trying to be mean to Agent Bajent.
Agent Bajent.
Yeah. He doesn't have any weapons. But
I would say what he is dealing with, he's doing good for what he's dealing with.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. And actually, there's a fact I want to share real quick. So if y'all have anything to talk about, go ahead. I want to pull it up, and then I'll say it.
The only thing really I got to say is Equiminius. Was it Equiminius who dropped that pass in the end zone that was an absolute easy catch for a touchdown? And then, the Chargers, Justin Herbert, I think he started out 16 for 16 before he finally threw an incompletion. And all with that.
That's his best he's ever done.
All with that injured finger?
Yep.
So Eckler finally gets a touchdown after only having like 1 this year. So, I mean, the Chargers are looking kind of decent, but Eckler was a passing touchdown, not a running touchdown, which is what Eckler's known
Yeah.
for.
So the fact that I wanted to share, it says no matter what happens in the future, Bears undrafted free agent quarterback Tyson Bagent is already a huge success story. In the last 30 years, only 31 Division II quarterbacks were signed as undrafted rookies. Out of those, only 14 of them made it to a 53-man roster. But out of that, only one has ever started a game, and that guy is Tyson Bagent. And believe it or not, again, from my hometown.
All right. Well, I mean, there's not much else to cover from that game. It was kind of just a game that we knew was not going to be something worth watching. So, Pat, you want to hit us with a preview of your power rankings? Who's stepping in? Who's stepping out?
Well. I will say it seems like a trend of the top portion of my list losing, so I have to scramble and rearrange. So that yet again holds up. There'll be some movement up top. There is what appears to be a juggernaut in the league. Also, bottom half of the list, Tank, you will be happy. There might be an appearance on my list that deserved to be there probably 3 weeks ago, but I've been holding out. So
But you don't. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it.
Let me just put this out there from having to edit Pat's list. You do not want the Cowboys in there. Every time
Nope.
Pat brings a new
once
team
they're
into
in
the
there, they
list,
lose.
every time Pat brings a new team in, the team loses and falls back out.
Yep.
Like Buffalo just made it back in. Buffalo's probably going to lose to Cincinnati and fall back out. Tampa made it back in, and they just lost to Buffalo, so I'm assuming they're coming back out. So what if you make it in, the next week you're falling back out, no matter what. It's all right, Pat.
If you make it up to the top, you're done for.
All right, Pat. Let me ask you the hard-hitting question because I think we all know the answer at this point. Who's number 32?
Oh God, we asked that last. I can't say the Panthers now.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think
it's
we all
gotta
know.
be the Cardinals. It's gotta be the Cardinals.
Really? With the Giants ranked 32 in every category?
It's gotta be the Cardinals.
Points scored, yards gained, first downs gained. I'm a Giants fan, but I would definitely put them at 32.
Oh, there you go. Never mind. I thought you froze for good.
No.
Yeah. No. See, it sucks because maybe the Giants. Like, if Tyrod unfortunately goes without getting hurt, which poor man can't seem to do, like, I feel bad for him. But I think they could have won, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like we definitely should have beat the Jets and the Bills, but
yeah, like,
I don't think we deserve to be a 2-5 team right now. I think we deserve to be 4-3 at this point, but
yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to our trivia. Pat, since we missed last week, you are asking the questions.
All right.
Do you have a specific category, or are these just kind of all over the place?
You know my style. They're kind of they're kind of stat oriented, but all over the place in a way.
All right. Full disclaimer before we start this. Tank, you have to say the actual player, not, oh, that's the player I meant when you say the wrong name.
I hate you.
All right. Boys and girls. Tank and Tim and Tank. Are
PT.
you ready for
DOG.
this 6-question segment of NFL Trivia?
Not really.
So, question number 1. On the trend of all these receivers having lots of yards, you know. How many active players have 3 or more 200-yard receiving games in their career? The active players
Definitely
with
playing.
3 or more 200-yard receiving games in their career. Is it? Oh, wait. I'll give you a
Yeah, I
chance
think you're
to.
just gonna have to give us multiple choice because
Okay. Is it?
I want to try to guess. I want to try to guess.
then guess.
Okay. You did.
5.
You're wrong. You don't get it. You don't get to guess again. No. I'm just- All right. Is it A 4, B 3, C 2, D 1, or E 7?
B3.
That is correct.
So that was I was honestly going to guess 3, and I was like, no, it's more than 3.
That is 1 point for Tim. And the way question 2 works, it piggybacks off of that. Tim, since you got that correct, you will get to answer first, but only name one. So the way this works, those 3 players are who I want named. 1 point if you can name each. You each get 3 guesses. However, Tim, you get to start since you got question 1 right.
Oh man. So if I get one wrong, are you just gonna stop, or am I getting 3 guesses?
No, you'll get 3. Well, you'll get to guess once, and if you're right or wrong, then Tank will get to guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna throw out the Triple Crown guess first. I'm gonna go Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup is incorrect.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Tank, can you name one of the 3? Even if not, you might as well
Hill?
guess. Did you say Hill?
Tyreek Hill.
That is correct for 1 point.
I was gonna pick Hill first, but I went with Cup.
So do I get one? I get 1 point on that,
Yeah,
right?
you get 1 point.
You do. You get 1 point. And then Tim, you may guess your second time now.
I'm gonna say Devontae Adams.
That is incorrect. But a good guess.
Thanks for guessing that, because that's what I was going to say, honestly.
Ah.
All right. Tank, do you have a guess too?
No, do I get multiple choice on this?
No.
Not until the end. Just throw out a receiver.
CD Lamb.
That is incorrect.
All right. So my last guess.
Your last guess?
I mean, I know his career has been short right now, but I'm gonna say Jay Jettis.
Not quite there yet, but good
Damn.
guess.
Man.
What about Waddle?
Ain't no way
No,
it's Waddle.
sir. No, sir.
All right. I'm gonna guess one more. Hopkins.
Oh, you got your 3 guesses already.
Yeah, you'll get another guess after this. Hopkins.
Not Hopkins. I feel like the one you would not expect, and the other's kind of like a gimmick. Not a gimmick, but you'll see.
All right, Tank, you got one
You
more.
can get one more guess real quick since.
Hey, we kind of flopped on it.
Hollywood Brown.
No, good throwing guess. Okay, so since you each were able to get 3 guesses at scoring a point, there is no like multiple choice, so I'll just reveal the other 2. It is Amari Cooper.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that's the one. And the other that I called a gimmick is Julio Jones because
Oh,
yeah,
just got signed.
Yep.
I totally forgot. I was about to say I totally forgot about Julio Jones.
That's why I was
Wow.
like,
All
hey,
right.
all of your guesses were great. That's who I would have guessed. Definitely Devontae would have been one.
Definitely wish I would have
All
went with
right.
Tyreek to begin.
So, similar theme question, but for rushing then for number 3. Most career 150 plus yard rushing games. Which player in NFL history has the most career?
Oh, so you need the player.
Yes. The most career 150 plus yard rush games.
Is it active player or just in general?
In NFL history. And let me look at my okay, they're not active.
I'm gonna just throw from the depths of hell, Jim Brown.
That's a good guess, but no, sir.
Damn.
I was going to guess Barry Sanders.
Is that your guess? That's correct.
Is it really correct?
That's a 2-pointer right there.
Good guess.
Oh man.
And question 4. How many? How many 150 plus yard rush games did Barry Sanders have in his career?
I'm gonna say 8.
Guessed him. Yeah, no. Once you hear the multiple choices, you might.
Hey, I just wanted to try and get back up there.
13.
No.
All
All
right.
right. So, was it 16, 18, 28, 30, or 25?
Jesus, there's a big gap between all of those.
25.
Was that your buzz in?
Yeah, 25.
All right, 25 is correct.
Damn, he's up 4-1.
And the next closest is Walter Payton with 20.
You got my dumbass over here. 8.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
All right.
Alrighty. So, on to question 5. Sorry that my stat ones are throwing you off here, Tim. You know? All right. So you mentioned it earlier with Deron Bland and the 3 pick sixes on the year. Well, which player in NFL history has the most pick sixes in their career? Yes?
Brian Dawkins.
No, I don't know. Good. Thank you for guessing him, though. That is incorrect.
Is it Night Train Lane?
It always comes back to Night Train, but it is not.
Damn it.
I love guessing some Dick Night Train Lane.
Actually, I think I
right.
do know who it is.
So, multiple choice. Is it A, Charles Woodson, B, Deion Sanders, C, Aqib Talib, D, Rod Woodson, or E, Ed Reed?
Ed Reed.
That is incorrect.
Can I have the answers again?
Is it A, Charles Woodson, B, Deion Sanders, C, Aqib Talib, or D, Rod Woodson?
Let's go Deion Sanders.
That is incorrect.
Can I guess real quick? Just another guess. Well, I won't count it.
Yeah.
Was it Aqib Talib?
No.
Oh,
see,
okay,
I
then.
thought it might have been Aqib too, because that's just a random name that you put in with all these people.
Yeah.
So it's one of the Woodsons.
One of the Woodsons. It is Rod Woodson, surprisingly. I would have guessed Charles over him.
Yeah.
So, and surprisingly, Ed Reed was like 14th on this list.
Wow.
Probably tied, but Rod Woodson had 12, I believe, was his number in his career. and second was 11. So, all right. And
Last question.
last question, and get ready for your quick draws because it's a pretty easy one. Which team has the best record so far this season? Yes.
Eagles.
That's damn right, baby.
Hey, I'll still take it. I'll still let you have the 2 points because you know what? I just beat you 4-3.
Okay, go back to your paper and see who has the most out of all of us right now.
I couldn't think of a sixth question. I was like, how can I bring up that the Eagles are the best team in the league?
All right, ladies and
Shoe fly
gentlemen.
shoe.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow is Halloween. Tomorrow also is
by
the
the way,
trade deadline.
Happy birthday to my youngest son, Titan, who turns 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, that too. But if you guys do go out trick-or-treating, or if you hand out candy, be safe, have fun, enjoy everything you can. As a kid, do what you got to do to have some fun, but be safe while doing it. I am your host, Tim. I did not have a testing Tim's knowledge yesterday because I actually started a new job, so didn't get to doing it. But other than that, that's all for me. I'm gonna pass it on to Pat.
All righty. Well, hey, we ended on the note of the Eagles being the best team, and I'll keep it on that note. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby, 7-1. Okay.
Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, aka actually the good old X, aka Twitter. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and the good old YouTube page. On the YouTube page, listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and don't forget, one of the lucky fans of the YouTube page subscribers, when we hit 100, will win a prize from yours truly, Tank, Tim, and Pat from the Fresh Takes podcast. Other than that, don't forget that we have this Thursday coming up. We have the Power Rankings from Pat dropping at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the newest episode coming out. I'm sorry about last week missing last week's episode, but you got a new episode coming out of Tank's Thoughts this Friday. So please join me when I talk about that. Other than that, this is Tank, and I'll see you all next week. Peace, y'all.
Bye, everybody.